to this happy place, welcome.
Hey guys, it's Tim.
That was better.
If you only knew this, how many times
we start every time we record.
I'm usually either not enthusiastic enough
or too much.
Today I was too much.
Or have nothing to say.
Yeah. But we are on episode 22. If you're listening to this right now, we are actually in Disneyland.
Yes, we are. Well, unless you listen to it a couple days late.
Well, if you're listening to this on
the day that it
comes
airs,
out, which is Monday,
posts
August 22nd, we are in the happiest place on earth.
Wait a second.
What?
Too bad it's not February. Our 22nd episode is coming out on the 22nd of 2022.
Oh, wow.
Too bad it's not February.
I know. It's been lots of twos. Mm-hmm. So, yeah. So we are recording this early this time.
We're in Disneyland, right? We're recording this.
Yeah. It's live episode, guys. We're on the bench on Main Street.
We're not.
No, we're not.
We're at home.
We're at home. It's late.
I'm tired.
It's a good late night session at 8:25 p.m. on a Monday.
I'm so tired.
School just started.
Oh my God. That was our first. I can't even call it a full day because we don't have all of our curriculum. So we didn't even do everything, but it was like the first day of getting into the curriculum we have.
Yeah.
And the baby wasn't excited about it. So
we
tired.
Homeschool.
We do.
Just so if you're wondering.
We do.
Well, Audrey-Ann homeschools. I go to work. But I support her.
Uh-huh. Take the baby to work with you so that
I would if I could.
So that I can focus on educating the children. The point is I'm tired.
She is tired. Children are being children. Driving us crazy.
Yeah.
That's why we're going to Disneyland, to be around more children and more crazy. But it's fun.
It's fun. Well, and we usually go, I shouldn't say usually, the last several years we've, the end of August, has been a good time because we homeschool.
Yeah.
We can do that and school's back in. So crowds have died down a bit. A few years ago, we even it was technically the first day of school there. It was Noah's first day of kindergarten, right. I believe. Noah's first day of kindergarten.
That's
spent in Disneyland.
Yeah.
And we just started the next day.
Yeah.
They learned things, it's like, I'm like, all right, read that plaque. Reading, history, check. Mm-hmm. We're done.
Yep.
But
yeah.
Anyways.
So, but since we are going, or we are there, but not yet. A good thing to talk about, because, some questions we get is, what do you pack? What do you bring when you go to Disneyland or any Disney park when you're a family? Should you bring everything, or should you bring some things? But what are some things that you may not think about that you should bring?
Oh, I don't know if I have anything like that. I'm putting the pressure on.
Well,
pressure.
Audrey-Ann is the packer extraordinaire.
That is not true.
It is very true. You always have everything that we ever need.
Well, that is partially true.
Except the year you forgot all your makeup. And we had to go to CVS.
I didn't forget my makeup. I forgot all my makeup brushes.
That's what it was. Yeah.
And if you know me personally, I don't know, what would you say?
You are into makeup.
I'm very into makeup. And so it's not like there was a big deal. We had just moved the week before.
Was that when we moved down here?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
We had moved, but long story short, we didn't have a place to live. So we were staying with friends until we could find a place in the new city we had to move to because our house got sold out from under us. And so we were moving, but we weren't moving into our own place. We were staying with friends. And so like half of our stuff was in storage. Some of our stuff was at this house. We were trying to find a place to live, had 3 kids. One of them was a baby. Like it was just a stressful time.
Very
but we
stressful.
were going to Disneyland. We're like, okay, well, if this is happening, or we're going to go to Disneyland right after we have to, move. And then we get there and I realized I forgot like half of my makeup stuff.
Noah also woke up sick that morning.
Noah or Jack? I can't remember which one.
It was Noah.
Was it Noah?
Yeah. His stomach was upset. He never threw up though.
You sure it was Noah?
Pretty sure it was Noah.
So we weren't even sure where we were going to go. We were like, he could be fine in an hour. And we decided to go, but it was like a hectic morning in a house that wasn't ours, and so I forgot. That was annoying.
Yeah.
But thankfully there's a CVS right on the corner of Harbor and Catella. So I went and got some makeup brushes. That's right. Thanks for bringing that up.
It's all right.
But
It happens to
normally-
everybody.
But normally,
That exact scenario happens to everybody.
it was very specific circumstance, not specific circumstance, but just it was a crazy time.
Crazy times.
Crazy time.
So, what do we pack? What do we bring?
Everything.
We do bring
Well,
everything.
I mean, the obvious things, The obvious things.
obvious
Don't
clothes,
forget your clothes, your
underwear,
shoes,
socks,
things like that.
shoes.
But speaking of socks, I like, if you're going, when you go into the park, so obviously pack in your bag, but then bring into the park, maybe for the kiddos, an extra pair of socks.
Because no one likes soggy socks after going on Splash Mountain.
I remember this isn't Splash Mountain. I think it was Six Flags when I was little. My dad took me and I went on like the logger ride. And I remember like for the rest of the day, just like walking in wet socks in my tennis shoes and like being so irritable.
You get blisters.
So, I mean, if your shoes are like soaking wet, then putting dry socks really is just going to get the socks wet. But, they don't take up much space. You got a backpack, you got a diaper bag.
Yeah. Stuff them in there.
Not going to hurt.
Will not hurt one bit.
You're in California, sunny, sunblock
Yeah.
all year round.
All year.
All
Even
year
when
round.
it's cloudy.
I always get some really weird tan lines, and like I'm like on the top of my hands too because I'll be pushing
That's
the stroller.
right. Yeah.
So I'll get like my top of my hands will get sunburned, or I've had some funny sandal lines on my feet. But yeah, so sunblock. I've talked about this in the past. Again, any time of year, especially if you want to get wet but don't want to deal with staying wet or kids complaining that they're wet all day. Ponchos. Again, you can buy like a 5-pack, probably a lot bigger pack, but for like $4 or $5, I think, on Amazon. They're super cheap. One of them like ripped when we were taking it out of the package, but for water rides, or then if it rains, if you're going in that season, they're just good to have. And again, like when you order them on Amazon, they come in like a tiny little package. So, I mean, even if you don't use them, they're not going to take up much space in your bag.
Yeah.
But it's...
Speaking of rainy season, if you're wondering, if you're not from California, the rainy season for California is roughly October to about May. And then from end of May all the way through October, it doesn't rain.
Although we had some rain a few weeks ago, a really weird day of rain.
That was very unusual.
It was super weird.
That was very unusual.
August.
Yeah. But compared to Disney World in Florida, where their hurricane season. I mean, we were there. Well, we were there
in February.
So
but we're looking at going, next year for our anniversary.
Mm-hmm.
But we're just looking at the whole year, not like around our anniversary necessarily. But I'm not used to that. And so I'm looking, and they're like, one thing to consider about September is it's hurricane season. And I'm like, oh, okay.
Yeah, July through September.
Yeah. So you don't have to worry about that here. But,
yeah, it's bone dry and hot.
It's hot. So
it's a dry heat, though.
Yeah. Anyway.
What's up next?
Another thing that we just got, I brought this up in the episode about summertime, but I just got on Amazon, I did order some of those water fans instead of buying them in the park because they're very expensive in the park.
Mm-hmm.
The one in the park holds a lot more water than these. I got a 2-pack, so we can share. Like I didn't.
There's
really
so many water fountains.
Yeah, I mean it'd be easy to fill it up.
Yeah.
One of them's kind of loud, but I think it was like 2 for like $25 or something like that. And we'll see how they work. It'd be better than nothing, I'm assuming. But when it's hot, it's gonna be pretty hot when we go. So that's something to think about. Also Tylenol or Advil, whichever you prefer or take, any kind of
pain
reliever. You can go to the first aid, which is usually where the family nursing.
It's by the corn dog stand in between Main Street and the Plaza.
Oh yeah, the
Plaza Inn.
Yeah, in Disneyland. In California, it's over by Ghirardelli. They will give you some, but they usually just give you 2. Like I said, it's like a little.
I went in there. They give you. It's like they have the little packs, so 2 per pack, and they asked how many I wanted. And it's like, can I have 4? Because I'm
4
a druggie.
packs?
No, like 4 tablets.
Yeah.
And they make you sign for it and all that kind of stuff. But yeah, it's just easier if you just bring it.
But yeah, I try to remember to have some in our bag.
So I always get a headache.
Yeah. Things are loud. You will most likely get a little dehydrated.
Drink water.
And, so along with that, nice little segue, water bottles.
Hydro Flask.
Or your whatever preferred brand.
Hydro Flask, sponsor us, please.
We also have
Hydro Flask all the time.
We also have quite a few thermo flasks from Costco here.
Costco, sponsor us.
But like we've said, you can refill them. So you can get ice water for free. So try to stay hydrated. I always tend to realize at some point, I'm like, I am not drinking enough water.
I remember the first year, I think we already talked about this, but I remember the first year, because you were the first one in our family to get a Hydro Flask.
Yes, we did talk about this. Yeah,
and when we brought it, they were like, this is the most amazing thing ever. Cold water all day.
And we could just carry it. And it wasn't like, plastic water bottles all over the stroller and don't stay cold. And yeah, it really was. Yeah. It was like a great first experience of a Hydro Flask because we were in Disneyland and it was hot. It was July, hot. I think, or something like that. Yeah.
Now we all have them, and now they take up so much stinking space.
They do. But I think it's worth it. It's very important to stay hydrated.
It is.
As we talked about in the last episode, I believe, our oldest has a tendency to faint. And one of the things that makes him faint is when he gets dehydrated. So we are always really on top of him about drinking water. Another thing that I always try to pack is snacks. So, I used to sometimes I just get like a Ziploc baggie and like fill it to the max with fishies and everyone shares. Yeah. Other times I get like the individual, packs, the
Costco box.
The Costco box of like the travel, packs of fishies, Cheez-Its, whatever. But those are good to have in line with you, kids getting hangry, you're getting hangry, just
load up on those fishies,
snacks. Man. I'll also, before we leave, like we can drive. So it'd be different if you have to fly or anything like that. But you could do this in your hotel. But I'll cut up like several apples and put it in like a big Ziploc bag and put it in the fridge and then just like take some in every day so that I don't have to do it in the hotel. But then we have, you know, some kind of healthy snack too. Or also with the kids' meals there, you can get like, you know, a pack of carrots.
Yeah.
So sometimes we're like, the kids aren't hungry, they don't finish it, but we always save those, you know, if you guys, I don't know who I'm talking to.
All you guys.
You know, but if you don't have time to finish your lunch or your kid doesn't, you know, want it right then, don't throw them out. You know, there's like, they have crackers sometimes. I don't know.
Yeah,
but, you
crackers
know, carrots or apple
little
slices or whatever they have. Like,
crackers.
hold on to those.
Yeah.
Put them in your bag because you can just eat them later. Depending on when you go, you still want to be prepared for a little bit of the opposite weather. Not as much as in, you know, Florida necessarily. Well, I don't know how it is and like how the temperature is. There, it's like rain up and down. But here it's like we've talked about, it might be really hot. But once the sun goes down, it gets chilly. So bring a sweater. Vice versa. In the winter, like don't just pack long sleeves and sweaters because especially in the sun, you know, it'll say the high is like 60 that day, which if you're from the East Coast, you're like, yeah, that's warm. But
that's cold. I mean, that's a cold winter day in California.
Been in the 50s when it's been in the highs in the 50s, but sometimes in the sun, it's warm and I've been in short sleeves. So, you know, just
layers.
Either way, you know, pack for the mild opposite. I'm not saying bring like scarves in the summertime, but like bring a sweater for the evening. In the winter, make sure you have some short sleeves and can like take off your sweater because sometimes it really does get warm.
It gets breezy in the evening and at night in California. Yeah. So that breeze, once the sun goes down, can get pretty chilly.
Yeah. But then, you know, like I said, the opposite too. Like it can get pretty warm in the winter at times. And then all of a sudden, you know, clouds come through and it's like, man, it's cold again. I want my sweater. But I am one, I can't stand when I'm not dressed for the weather. It like, it makes me irritated and it's like, ugh. So it's like, if I dress for it to be cold, but then in the sun it's hot, but I'm wearing long sleeve, it makes me irritated. So I'm not comfortable. So
gotta be comfortable.
Just, you know, keep that in mind that, you know, be able to acclimate. Another thing I like to have just a few extra in my bag is just small Ziploc bags. One for like, you know, like I said, like if your kid doesn't finish their carrots or whatever at lunch, but you're like, hey, this is fine. They could eat it for a snack in an hour when they tell me they're hungry.
Yeah.
You know, you have a little Ziploc bag you can put it in. Also, if you aren't going to have your bag, like for us, a lot of times, you know, I have my stuff on the stroller, and if I do like single rider for Splash Mountain, or I've done single rider for Grizzly River Run, and I'm not taking the diaper bag with me, I might take a Ziploc bag and put my phone in it and then put it in my pocket or whatever, because, you know, my phone isn't in my bag because I'm not taking my bag with me. So, you know, they're handy.
You remember
Ziploc
when
bags.
Splash Mountain was handing out Ziploc bags with the Splash Mountain logo on it?
And I had my own Ziploc bag. And I remember because I had my own Ziploc bag, and I told you, I was like, I kind of want a Splash Mountain Ziploc bag. I haven't seen them do that anymore.
Yeah.
But yeah, also recently, I think I said this in the last episode too, repeat myself a ridiculous amount. I apologize. But we went to a water park recently, and so many people that probably had like annual passes to this water park knew what they were doing, and had like the lanyards that had like a clear phone case attached to it. So they, you know, protected their phone from the water, but they could use their phone through the case. And I was like, that's such a, because you would take the boys to do some water slides or whatever, and I would have like, you know, Georgia in the little splash pad, and we didn't have our phones with us, obviously, because we were in the water. And I would be like, I wonder where he is, or like what he's, you know, the way the world is now when you don't have your cell phone and you feel
gotta be connected.
But yeah, so
24/7.
We were like, man, if we had like an annual pass for here. Like we'd want to get those. That would be really nice. And you could take pictures because I'd be like, oh, I want to take a picture of, Georgia on this little water, but I didn't have my phone with me because I'm in the water. So that's the thing. There's not a whole lot of water rides at Disneyland. It's not like you use it as much as a water park, but I looked because I was like, I wonder how much those are. And they're cheap on Amazon. So, that's something you could do if you're going to be going on certain rides that could get your phone wet and you don't have a bag. Or you can be cheap and take some Ziploc bags.
Ziploc bags. Just
like what
fine.
my mom did when it snowed. We could not afford sleds and we used trash bags. So,
Use what you got.
I still have that side of me. I'm like, we don't need this fancy plastic Amazon phone case. We have Ziploc bags. So yeah. Another thing that we finally bought for Georgia when we went to Disney World was noise canceling headphones.
Oh yeah.
Actually, I need to try them on her. They might be too small for her now, but
well, they're not noise canceling. They're earmuffs. They're like ear protectors.
On Amazon, I searched noise canceling headphones for babies.
Yeah.
But yes, okay, it's not like it totally blocks out the sound, but that's what you would look for on Amazon.
Yeah, sound protection.
But in years past, what we did with Noah, because Noah liked the look of fireworks when he was little, really little, but he hated the sound. So the loud boom really scared him. But I was like, I'm sick of skipping the fireworks for this kid. And a lot of times he'd be asleep. So we just took some earplugs, just some remember that?
Oh yeah.
We just took the little squishy, earplugs, and he was asleep in the stroller. He was probably like 3 or so, and I just put some in his ears while he slept.
I don't know if that's recommended.
Oh, okay. Get some noise canceling headphones. I'm trying to save you guys money. I
don't think it's going to hurt anything, but.
Well,
just
I
be
wouldn't
careful.
do it for a baby.
Yeah, don't do it.
He
for
was
a baby.
actually, and you know what? He was actually probably more like 4 because Boston was around and not an infant. So Noah was probably more like 4. Yeah, if you're worried that the kid's going to put them in their mouth, no. But and if they're awake and they're 4, 5, they might understand not to put them in their mouth. Or you could be safe and get some noise canceling headphones. I don't remember how much I paid for them on Amazon, but I don't think they were that crazy. And they seemed to help her during the fireworks at Disney World.
Yeah, she did good. Yeah.
I didn't know how she would react. But she never jumped or anything. She watched them and had them. I also had them for the plane with her when she took naps. I tried to get them on her a little bit so that things didn't startle her. But that's another thing, to think of if you have a kid that doesn't like the loud noises. That could also help on some rides, that tend to be a little like racers is pretty loud. So you have a kid that's sensitive to sound, but they want to go on the ride,
Big Thunder. There's
Big
a lot.
Thunder.
That's a really loud spot right there when you're with the explosions and everything.
Yeah. So, something that if you have someone who's sensitive to sound, but still wants to ride those rides, you can just have them in your bag and that could help. But yeah.
Is that it?
That's pretty much it. I'm trying to think because I need to pack.
That's a lot of stuff. But those are really good stuff that you don't really think about. Yeah.
I also, if you're local-ish and driving, like I was just telling you, I'm like, I need to go to Costco. Because like we've said in the past, this year we might do a breakfast. I don't know. We were talking about it. But a lot of times the kids eat while we're getting ready in the room. And a little bit we'll eat, while we're walking in. So it's I usually go to Costco, grab muffins. I bring some bananas, because
you want to get in there and have some fun. We want to get in
there. Breakfast is my favorite meal. So I was thinking about this. And I'm like, it's kind of crazy that I don't get breakfast in the park.
Well, it's expensive.
But it's expensive. And it's later in the day. But I'm thinking about it. I always buy lunch. I don't care for lunch.
That's true.
Lunch always I never know what to eat for lunch. So not at the parks. I always know what to eat. But I'm like, would I rather spend that money on breakfast and pack myself a sandwich
It's true.
Because I love breakfast.
I mean, we were looking at, Goofy's Kitchen. We're looking to do the buffet, but it's like
It's so
$32 for
expensive.
kids and then like 50 something for adults.
And our kids eat like birds.
Yeah.
So like a buffet, it's like,
That's Be Our Guests level
yeah,
prices.
I know. So then I'm wondering, I'm like, should we wait? Because I would like to do a character breakfast. I've never done a character breakfast.
Yeah.
And then I'm like, well, should we? Because our boys are little, they'd get a kick out of it. But then I'm like, in another year or two, Gigi would love it.
Mm-hmm.
Where the boys are already at the age where like Boston probably get a kick out of it, but like not as much as Georgia would when she's 3.
Yeah.
So I'm like, oh, should we just wait? And just get into the park. But yeah, I've had breakfast, I think only like, well, in Disney World, but in Disneyland, I'm like, I remember one time I went, I don't even remember where it was. It was somewhere in New Orleans Square, I think. Went to breakfast.
Oh yeah, we went with your brother.
No, it was
When we went Jack's first trip. We went to the restaurant in New Orleans Square. We did breakfast. I remember getting Mickey waffles.
okay, because we did it with my best friend too.
Yeah.
But those trips weren't together.
No.
So we'd done it more than once, I guess.
But I remember going and getting
Okay.
waffles and stuff in the morning.
Okay. Yeah. But yeah, I'm like, I love breakfast. I don't know why. I'm usually just get in there, and what are we going to do like ride wise? But the point of this was if you don't care about getting breakfast in the park, that's another thing, just to pack some easy breakfast stuff that you can eat while getting ready, get going. I know in Disney World, like usually you are staying there longer. I think typically people stay at Disney World longer than they do Disneyland. So like getting, grocery delivery to your hotel is a thing. We did it. Lots of that's what you do. And I'm assuming you could do it at Disneyland.
You can. I've seen people do it. Or not seen people, but seen on social media that people do it.
I'm like, maybe I'll do it this time. I've never done it. I always pack it, but that would be less for me to pack. Maybe I'll do that.
That's true.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm going to think about that because I always have all that stuff to get ready and I have to get together like our lunch box, which I still have to get ready, but that's
when they
box.
deliver it, the bellhop takes it.
Yeah.
And they hold it for you.
Yeah. I mean, I'd still have to pack, like I just said, like our lunch box and stuff. Lunch pack with a lunch box. I picture like from when I was in elementary school, like the hard plastic, like Animaniacs lunchbox I had with a thermos inside. Cooler. That's what lunch cooler. But yeah, I'm trying to think of anything else. Obviously, clothes.
Yeah, bring your clothes.
Don't.
It's one of the most embarrassing things in
Oh my gosh, I
Disneyland
totally
if you're
forgot. I
naked.
marked it off and I didn't say it. Hello, this is an extremely important one. You guys,
Don't go to Disneyland naked.
I checked it off and I didn't say it. Extra phone chargers.
Yes.
This was a close call.
especially now with Genie Plus.
Yes, your phone battery will get drained. So are they called external phone
batteries?
batteries?
Yeah, phone charger battery.
Can you get those on Amazon, I'm assuming?
You can get those on Amazon.
No,
they also have the kiosks.
Right,
there.
but those are, I'm assuming, quite a bit more expensive because you can buy them at the park, but I'm assuming they're quite a bit more expensive than you can get them before.
I want to say they're like $20. It's not too bad because you buy one and you can then take it home with you and like reuse it.
Yeah.
But you can replace it for free with a charged one at the park.
Oh, so once you use that battery up, you can just go to the kiosk
and
get a new one. Oh,
because then and then you can keep reusing that if you want.
okay.
I want to say they're $20. I have to. Don't quote me on that. I don't know.
I actually want to say it's more like 30. I feel like.
Let me check.
I'm looking at the sign in my head, or I'm picturing the sign in my head. We have like 3, I think. And when we went to Disney World, we would take all of them in. Because especially like you said, like with Genie Plus, your battery just, and then now too, it's like, the last several years, we were just talking about this, we just use our phones for our camera. We used to take in like an actual camera. But now that our, phones have better and better cameras, we're like, we don't need that. So you're using your phone a lot, so I can't believe I almost forgot that one. You guys, that one is extremely important.
So the fuel rod is what they're called. Fuel rod charging system kiosks. They're $30 plus tax.
Right.
This is right off the Disneyland website. You can purchase a portable charging system at a third-party operated kiosk throughout Disneyland Resort using any major credit card. It's one fully charged portable battery, a USB to micro USB cable for Android devices, a USB-C adapter for some Android devices, and one Apple Lightning to USB cable for iPhones. So you can then, if the battery runs down, you can recharge it yourself at any outlet at home, and you can charge it there, or you can swap it out for a fully charged replacement at any third-party operated charger kiosk.
Okay. So not too, I'm looking at Amazon and they're, anywhere from 20 to 35.
Yeah, that's not too bad. So, I mean, it's pretty comparable. So if you're in a pinch and you need to get it, charge your phone, you can get one of those. I like how you can just swap it out.
Yeah, that's neat.
So that way you don't have to wait for it to recharge. You could just swap it out, or you can keep it and charge it. And then I've seen people I haven't seen people on social media. I've seen people post about they take it home with them, use it, and the next time they go to Disneyland, they swap it out for a new one. So it's pretty neat.
Yeah.
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 So hope these tips help you make the best Disney trip ever for packing. That way you're always come prepared.
Also, I can't recommend enough packing cubes.
Do you know what packing cubes are?
Get them on Amazon. I mean, it just made my life so much better.
They're like suitcase within a suitcase.
Yeah, they're just, what they are. I'm assuming you do. And if you don't, look on Amazon. Packing cubes. Makes it so much easier. Suitcase so much neater. They're great.
Mm-hmm. If you have any packing tips, let us know.
Yeah. Let us know, and you'll listen to this after we're already gone and you won't help me at all.
So next week, toothpaste.
Also,
Mickey does not like stinky teeth. Stinky breath.
What?
Oh, he's not smelling your teeth, because that would be really weird.
Stinky teeth. Okay. Oh my gosh.
We are tired. We are so tired.
If you have gone before and you're just going again, did you buy a bubble blower? I pack it.
Yeah, bring it. Bring a bubble blower, because those things are so expensive.
And
kids
hate
are
them when you're walking behind a different kid and their bubbles are blowing in your face.
Yeah.
But actually, I will say that I think most adults do. I actually don't. I really love the bubbles. I think, especially at night when the bubble blower's all lit up and there's bubbles everywhere, I love it. I just think it's great. So I don't actually mind it. You can push the bubbles out of your face and the kid is loving it. So just let a kid be happy. Okay. But we have bought them before and then forgotten them. And then they want another one. And I'm like, we have those at home. You can also buy like refills of the bubbles in any of the gift shops for like 99 cents. But we have 2. And so the boys are like, we got to bring them. So they're on the list. So hopefully there won't be as, many fights over who gets to hold the one. But I think they're just fun. And just think, stuff like that you bought before, you can take again. You're like, there's your souvenir.
You want a souvenir? Well, you brought it.
You're holding it.
Too bad.
But yeah, I'm trying to, okay. Oh, I need to start packing.
Yeah, I need to start packing. But
No. I pack. You pack the morning we leave. You pack your clothes.
Because I'm pretty simple like that.
Yeah, I just pack for the 4 children and myself.
I try to offer.
Oh no! Don't even do this when we're recording. You do not.
Okay, maybe I don't offer, but there's been a few times where I have.
What? For what? For when?
I don't remember.
No, I'll let you do like kitchen stuff. I'll be like, hey, did you get this and this and this? Okay,
that's
there's
true.
Kitchen stuff. Can you
I'll
grab
do that stuff.
Especially, and that's not just Disneyland,
But you're very particular when you're packing the kids' clothes.
Well, but you don't dress them, which
No,
I
I
don't
don't.
dress. I mean, the bigger kids dress themselves, but it's like they would pack like a shirt and a pair of shorts for like 3 days. So I have to make sure they have enough things like
Underwear.
Jack is wanting to, the last several trips we've taken, Disneyland or wherever, he wants to help. I'll pack, but he'll bring me or he packed, where did we go? I forget where we were going, but I think it was when we went to San Francisco for like a couple nights. And he's like, I packed. And I'm like, okay. Him and Noah wanted to pack their own things. And I was like, okay. And so I go in their room and they're like, we're packed. And I'm like, all right, what do you have? And they're like, we've got books and we've got this and we've got this. And I'm like, do you have pajamas? Oh, no. I'm like, do you have any underwear? No. I'm like, all right, you need to get this many pairs of underwear so they can physically do it themselves. Like I can have them now bring me stuff. I'm like, go in your drawer, get me this many underwear, get me this many socks and bring it to me. But then, I put it together and in the suitcase,
You remember that phase that Jack had where he would pack like a bum and
a knapsack that your mom made him?
Yeah, with a pillow and a stick. A pillowcase and a stick.
And he actually packed his stuff for somewhere we were going. And he's like, he took a little video of himself. He's like, hey, I got my knapsack that my grandma made me. He's like, you just need a stick and a pillowcase.
He got that from Calvin Hobbes, the comic strip. So
he's over that now.
Yeah, he is.
But yeah, I have a bit of OCD, and so I have to make sure, because I have to just remind myself, okay, we get down there and I forgot all their underwear. Let's go to Target and buy some more. Like, it'll be okay.
Yep.
It'll be okay. Because I have a fear of forgetting things when we go anywhere.
I know.
So
who doesn't?
I sound like a real fun person.
You are so fun. I love you, and you're so fun.
Okay, I just want to say, it sounds like I would be one that's like has the whole day planned out and like a clipboard of fun, but I am not.
You're not. You are like,
all.
Let's let the Disney magic flow.
I want to be prepared. I want to have enough underwear. I want to have enough clothes. I want to have snacks so that my kids aren't super grumpy and we don't have to spend $100 a day on snacks at the park. I like to, pack what we can to save some money. But when we're there, let's go with it.
Yeah, you do. You do go with it, and it's fun.
Because I also
you're so fun to be around.
I'm not like, we have to get on every single ride. We have to do this all the time. Like, I'd be cool. As we talked about before, we realized how much I talk about food. I can just chill and eat and shop and ride a ride here or there. Now, if I didn't have kids with me, then I am more like running through, let's get on all the rides. But I don't have to plan it out. That's one thing that I don't like about Genie Plus. Is it takes out spontaneity in your day. And I don't like that. It kind of goes against my personality, but I don't like that. Like, I just want it, like, if we randomly want to ride this and be like, I want to just go ride Splash Mountain right now, but it's like, oh, but your return time is for this, and you have 5 Genie Plus selections for whatever. You know what I'm saying?
I know exactly what you're saying. So next week, we will be recapping our Disneyland
Trying
trip.
to stop me from talking about that.
Moving on. We are recapping next week
Yes.
our trip to Disneyland. And it'll be fun. And we have some friends who are going to be going next week.
The week after
The
us.
week after us. And so we may have them on as a guest to talk about their trip. It's the first time they've been back, I think, since COVID.
I believe so.
Since
Yeah,
the shutdown.
I think it's been a while since I've been.
So I'll be interested to see because they usually they're from what they've told me, they have a very specific thing that they do, very slow paced and which is fine. This is what they like to do, and be interested. They were asking us like, can you still do that with Genie Plus?
They also go the opposite way as us, so we can compare our days and how we did things.
Yeah. So that would be
fun. That would be fun. We'll have to plan that.
So yeah, follow us on Instagram.
Dreaming.of.disney.podcast.
Boom. Good job.
I'm going to ask you a question.
Okay.
If there was only one thing, I feel like Michael Scott right now. Sometimes I start talking. I start a sentence. I don't know where it goes.
I thought we were ending this, but you're keeping it going, huh?
Question. We didn't do a question.
Okay. I didn't know if we were going to do a question today.
If you had to pack only one thing for all future trips, and you could only pack this one thing,
Okay.
what would it be?
What would it be?
You can only pack one thing.
One thing. So does this include the things on my person?
Yes.
So clothes.
You'd have to.
Obviously.
You'd have to. No, I said one thing, like a shirt.
Underwear.
You'd have to just wash it out in the
Socks.
sink.
I'm only wearing socks.
You're saying you wouldn't? No, you can wear what you're wearing.
Okay.
But like, you could just wash your stuff out in the sink at night and
Okay.
rewear your clothes, because are you going to go without a phone?
No, I have to bring my phone.
So there's your one thing.
Okay. My phone. That's my one thing. What's your one thing? She's losing it, folks.
My wallet.
The exhaustion. It's getting to her. She's losing it. So I think at this point,
I just have to do it again tomorrow.
tomorrow's a new day.
Tomorrow's
a new day, and
How many
it's
days
a
are in the
beautiful
school
day.
year? We've got like 178 to go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what's going on. So we hope that you'll come back after this episode and listen.
Maybe you should plan some more episodes, mister.
No, I appreciate all that you do.
What did I do today? Well, homeschooling. I also planned the podcast.
I know. You're beautiful and amazing, and I love you.
I'm going to bed.
Okay. Thanks for listening. We'll talk to you later.
Bye.